Houston Texans at the Dallas Cowboys. We are blessed to have this on Monday Night Football this week. 7.5 point spread here for Houston, favored in Dallas. Now it's a night game, Sam.
Yep. No need for the curtains. 1
week without curtain discussion.
Yep. We don't need to draw the curtains because it's already going to be dark. So it's a win for Jerry. He's already stacking wins before the game even starts. I think that the interesting side of this is, CJ Stroud against that Dallas defense, because I really can't see the Cowboys offense getting much going against Houston's defense. Like, Houston's defense is nasty. It's really good against the pass. The Dallas Cowboys don't have a formidable run game. I don't know how they scored points, really, at all. So then it becomes, what is CJ Stroud able to do against Dallas' defense, which Dallas' defense isn't amazing, but they do have Micah Parsons there. He makes an absolute difference. Trevon Diggs is capable of those spectacular turnover plays. They at least have some threats in a way that the offense doesn't outside of CD Lamb.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm watching Stroud and the Texans. It's been an interesting season on that side of the ball. I think way back in week 1, instantly the offense looked like it had a nice run game with Joe Mixon. And in my head, it was like, well, last year the pass game carried them. They didn't have much of a run game. Add Mixon, they're going to be even better. And it just hasn't been consistent whatsoever. Now there's been some injuries. No Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Last few weeks, you lose Stephon Diggs for the season. If Nico's back here, he adds just such a dynamic, deep threat to Tank Dell, who we love. We love Tank Dell. Dude gets open. He's awesome. But you don't want to just be feeding Tank Dell 15. I mean, maybe you can. But it's better when you have Nico Collins plus Tank Dell. And Stroud's coming off of games where he was 11 of 30, sacked 8 times against the Jets on Thursday Night Football, and then last week against Detroit, where they had the game in hand, and he's got 2 interceptions, helping to let the Lions back in. It was just a bad little stretch here for CJ Stroud. And if you go back really over the last 4 weeks, you have the Green Bay game that we broke down in detail here, where they were, he was pressured on almost every third down drop back, finished 10 for 21. Then he had a pretty good game against the Colts. Then he had the 11 for 30 game against the Jets, and then last week against the Lions. So we're talking about a 4-week stretch here. Probably, without looking, the worst 4-week stretch of Stroud's career here.
Right.
And Bobby as play caller. And
Dude, it is wild how fast the narratives turn on a guy. I mean, people are calling for Bobby's head, having been, like, this time last year, we were talking about the hottest head coach candidate in the NFL. Like, he's gone. Yeah. In the offseason, Bobby's taking a head coaching job somewhere. And it sounds like he had at least one, more than one potentially on the table. And he chose to, take the pay bump and go back and do it again in Houston. And now we're 10 weeks into this season. They're like, he's a fraud. Get rid of him. Change the play caller. We need to everything needs to be fixed. It's like, okay, yeah, but on the one, like the Jets game, right? Okay, 11 for 30 is an objectively bad stat line as a quarterback. He did, however, have 4 big-time throws in that game, and his offensive line was an actual turnstile, right? Like the guard spot, there was a guy in his face every single snap, and he still managed to turn that into 4 big-time throws in that game. Like, he wasn't great, but that was, given the problems that were there was some pretty impressive stuff there.
We've criticized other offensive coordinators for seemingly lack of details and really struggling with pass protection and understanding who to pick up in pass pro, handling blitz pickup. That's been the Texans this year. They have struggled. So I do wonder about Zimmer. Zimmer's still doing the double-A gap looks and, potential to create havoc up there. Plus you have Micah Parsons back, and he can wreck any game, right? We're talking about any game he can go out there and pick up 9 or 10 pressures and blow things up. So Houston's offensive line, you have to deal with Titus Howard trying to take the ball from CJ Stroud. You just never know when he's going to force a fumble on the quarterback. But, yeah, that entire side of the ball will be interesting. Dallas's defense, I think, is going to have to play a massive game to stay in it. And then, maybe Cooper Rush has to get back to his game manager-y self on that side, because he's not as bad as he looked last week, right? He has played better football.
He's got to be better than that, yeah.
Yeah.
If for no other reason than to keep Skip Bayless from having a complete meltdown.
For Skip. We're going to do this one for Skip. I'm sure he's going to be locked in. We're all rooting for the selfie, throw the Cooper Rush jersey in the trash videos, though.
Does he have one? I mean, he had a Brandon Aubrey jersey.
I'm sure he does.
If he thinks he's better than Dak, he should have a jersey.
I'm sure he had it years ago when he was going on that little run.
Right.
When he was undefeated. So it's Monday Night Football. It looks like a great matchup coming into the year. Like, good job, Monday Night Football. You have Texans, Cowboys, potential Super Bowl preview. Not looking like that right now, though.
Yeah, that's going to sting. When you don't have the capacity to flex out of games, that's one year.
Having said that, Mondays before? I don't think they do.
No, they don't. They're not allowed. That's the thing. They're trapped with it. Having said that, it's still Dallas. Dallas are ratings, whether or not they suck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about ratings. I care about entertainment.
No, but ESPN does.
I know they do. All right. Texans by 7.5. Will they cover this?
Yes.
I'm talking through it. I'm like, I think Zimmer's defense, I think their blitz packages have a chance to slow down Houston a little bit. I just can't trust that offense. It's like Cooper Rush and Zeke. Just not feeling it. I'll take the Texans cover the 7.5. Harry's taking Dallas. I don't know. I told him that Dak's out for the season. I don't know if he understands. But he's taking Dallas for the second straight week. I gave him an opportunity.
Maybe he just has the same faith in Cooper Rush that Skip does.
Maybe he's listening to Skip secretly on his iPad or something like that, or the iPads that he steals to watch stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.